Assalomu alaykum aziz o'quvchilar. Demak, listening savollarini ko'rishda davom etamiz. Va bugungi darsimiz listening part 6, ya'ni listeningning eng oxirgi qismi. Va listening part 6 eng baland ball beradigan qism. Va mana shu qismda iloji boricha ko'proq topishga harakat qilishingiz kerak va ayniqsa C1 olmoqchi bo'lgan o'quvchilar. Lekin nimagadir o'sha listeningdan ballarni agar solishtirib ko'rsak, o'rtacha ballarni listeningdan pastroq chiqyapti o'quvchilar. Aslida balandroq chiqishi kerak, sababi 2 martadan takrorlab beradi C1 darajagacha. Lekin nimagadir o'quvchilar shu qismdan qiynalyapti. Xo'p, mana shu narsani oldini olish maqsadida mana shu darslarni o'tyapmiz. Ko'proq yaxshiroq tayyorlanish imkoniyatiga ega bo'lyapsiz va ko'proq sizga praktik savollarni beryapmiz kursimiz davomida va ana shu narsalardan foydalanib albatta yaxshiroq ball olishingiz mumkin. Va iloji boricha o'sha listening readingni maksimum qilsa bo'ladigan holat. Endi writing speakingda unchalik qiyinroq maksimum qilish, lekin listening readingda maksimum qilish imkoniyatingiz yuqori, sababi u yerda kompyuter tekshiradi va bu yerda javoblar aniq, ABC yoki qandaydir bir so'z shu tomonlama anchagina qulay va ballingizni ko'tarib olishingiz mumkin bo'lgan qismlar. Xo'p, listening part 6 nimalardan iborat? Bu note completion savollari. Agar IELTS ishlaganlar biladi, part 4 bo'ladi u yerda. O'sha mini lecture bo'ladi, kichkinagina lecture bo'ladi. 10 ta savol bo'ladi, 30-savoldan 40-savolgacha. Va endi odatda eng qiyini hisoblanadi, lekin o'tgan darsimda aytib o'tdim, multiple choice savollar nisbatan qiyinroq. Mana shu note completionga nisbatan. Endi IELTS bilan multi-levelni farqi o'sha note completion savollarida, oxirgi savollarda nima farqi bor? Hop, farq shundaki, IELTSda javoblarni odatda aniq aytib ketadi. Ya'ni misol uchun o'sha audio yozayotgan paytda o'sha nimalar, spikerlar odatda ana shu joyda ozgina pauza qilib yoki o'sha hint berib yoki aniq aytib ketadi. Multi-level savollarida boshqacharoq. Multi-level savollarda birinchi menimcha audioni yozib olishadi, ya'ni hech qanaqa bir anaqasiz, ya'ni nima deydi, qanaqa savollar tuzish xayolida emas, shunchaki gaplashib, ya'ni oddiy conversation ketadi yoki o'sha mini talk ketadi, mini lecture ketadi, gapirib beradi va o'sha audioga asoslanib keyin savollar tuziladi. Ya'ni aytmoqchimanki, bu yerda multi-level audiolarida aynan pauza yoki to'xtalib o'tish yoki qandaydir bir hint berish yoki ovoz jihatidan o'sha javob shu javob ekanligiga urg'u berib o'tib ketish yo'q. Xuddi o'sha oddiy lecture gapirganda gapirib beradi-da, undan keyin o'sha lecturesini olib turib eshittirib, ha, mayli savol qo'ysak bo'ladi degandek menda shunaqa bir narsa uyg'onadi, tuyuladi, menga shunaqa qilingandek tuyuladi va shunaqa qilishsa kerak. Ya'ni o'sha multi-level bilan IELTSning farqi shunda. Xo'p, hozir ko'rib chiqamiz note completion savollarini va o'sha yerda qanaqa strategiyalar ishlatish kerak, nimalar qilish kerak, shular haqida gaplashib o'tamiz bafurja. Xo'p, demak mana sample part 6 savoli. Bu yerda ketyaptiki, you hear a part of a lecture. For each question, fill in the missing information in the numbers phrase. Write no more than one word for each answer. Odatda bitta so'z yozasiz bu yerda. Xo'p, inspiration for fabric design. Ya'ni fabric degani bu yerda mato, o'sha dizayniga qayerdandir bir ilhom olgan, mana shu haqida gapirib beradi. Qayerdan bu ilhom kelgan, mana shu matoni dizayni haqida o'sha qayerdan fikr olganligi haqida gapirib beradi va mana shu biz hozir eshitib javoblarni yozib ketishimiz kerak. Endi birinchi o'rinda sizga beradigan tavsiyam 30 sekunddan albatta unumli foydalanib, yaxshilab o'qib chiqib qanday javob yozish haqida bosh qotirib ko'rishni juda ham tavsiya qilaman va iloji boricha taxmin qilishga harakat qiling. Bu xuddi o'sha part 2 savollarga o'xshab, note completion savollarga o'xshab, bu yerda ham tez o'qib, qanaqa turdagi javob tushishi, ya'ni grammatik jihatidan, ma'no jihatidan qanaqa javob tushishini o'ylab ko'rishingiz kerak. Xo'p, demak shu ishni hozir amalga oshiramiz. Pedro believes that some types of film are better source of inspiration than others, especially films. Ya'ni aytyaptiki, ba'zi bir filmlarni ko'rish boshqa filmlarni ko'rishdan ko'ra ko'proq ilhom beradi. Mana shu film turi qanaqa bo'lishi mumkin? Endi filmlar turini o'ylashingiz kerak. Masalan, komediya bo'lishi mumkin, yoki thriller bo'lishi mumkin, yoki romance bo'lishi mumkin. Mana shu javoblardan bittasi bo'ladi. Ya'ni shu bu yerda film janri haqida gap ketyapti. Demak, bu yerga janrni yozishingiz kerak bo'ladi. Xo'p, endi davom etamiz. Pedro recommends that designers should look carefully at the food when they eat out. Ya'ni Pedro dizaynerlarga recommendation beryaptiki, ular ovqatlanayotganda, ya'ni ko'chada ovqatlanayotganda ovqatni bir narsasiga juda ham ko'p e'tibor berish kerak. Ya'ni nimasi bo'lishi mumkin? Bu ichidagi masalliqlari bo'lishi mumkin, yoki idishi bo'lishi mumkin, yoki o'sha ulug' qarashi mumkin bo'lgan, aytaylik o'sha tashqi ko'rinishi bo'lishi mumkin, qanday joylashgani bo'lishi mumkin. Mana shularga e'tibor bersa, bundan ham ilhom olishi mumkin ekan. Hop, davom etamiz. Pedro is often stimulated by different of objects of natural world deyapti. Ya'ni Pedro o'zi ilhom oladigan narsa bu tabiiy narsalarni bir narsasi, ya'ni shu obyektlarni aytaylik ko'rinishi bo'lishi mumkin, ularning shakli bo'lishi mumkin, rangi bo'lishi mumkin. Shulardan ilhom olaman deyapti. Pedro says that studying the of colors in photos can be helpful. Ya'ni aytyaptiki, bu yerda Pedro aytyaptiki, rasmlarni rangi haqida bir narsani o'rganish juda ham yordam berishi mumkin. Xo'p, misol uchun bu yerda studying the difference bo'lishi mumkin, ya'ni ular orasidagi farq degan narsa, yoki science degan so'zni ham qo'shish mumkin, ya'ni ilmi, o'sha ranglar ilmini o'rganish. Mana shunaqa javoblardan bittasini qo'yishingiz kerak bo'ladi. Davom etamiz. Pedro uses the word to describe the art deco style of architecture. Ya'ni qanaqadir bir so'z ishlatadi, bu aniq so'zni nomini o'zi aytadi va art deco style of architecture'ni tasvirlayotganda shu so'zni ishlatadi. According to Pedro, fabric which has been influenced by can look stunning for jackets. Ya'ni jaketlarga mos tushadigan juda ham chiroyli bir material, ya'ni bu narsaga influenced by nima ta'sirida bo'lishi mumkin? Misol uchun culture ta'sirida bo'lishi mumkin, aytaylik. Ya'ni madaniyat ta'sir qilgan bir matoni o'sha jaketda ishlatish uni yana ham chiroyli qiladi. Hop, mana shunaqa demak analiz qilib oldik. Endi bu narsani biz hozir mana bemalol analiz qilib o'tiribmiz, lekin imtihon paytida siz 30 sekund vaqt beriladi. Mana shu paytda tezligina analiz qilib olishingiz kerak bo'ladi. Tezda o'qib, o'rganib, umuman hamma savollarda ham shu berilgan vaqtdan unumli foydalanish juda ham muhim. Endi hozir eshitamiz va javoblarni belgilab ketamiz.
Part 6. You hear part of a lecture.
You'll hear a fabric designer called Pedro Carwin talking about sources of inspiration for the design of fabrics used in fashion.
Finding inspiration for fabrics to be used in the fashion industry isn't always easy. If designers go to special design galleries, the chances are that other designers are doing the same thing. I'd like to suggest that looking at everyday objects and activities might result in more imaginative designs. Over the years, I found watching films as a great source of inspiration for fabric design. However, in my opinion, not all films are suitable. I've had little luck with science fiction films, whereas historical films have been invaluable.
Xo'p, yana aytyaptiki, mana filmlardan inspiration olishga olyapman oxirgi paytda. Science fiction filmlarni unchalik foydali emas. Ko'proq bu yerda menga historical films to'g'ri keladi deb aytdi. Invaluable dedi. Historical films are invaluable. Xo'p, invaluable degani ya'ni beqiyos, umuman unga teng keladigani yo'q degani. Invaluable of historical. Endi katta harf bilan yozishimga sabab, imtihon paytida ham ko'chirayotganda katta harf bilan yozib ketasiz. Bosma katta harflarda yozasiz imtihonda ham. Xo'p, va bizga to'g'ri javobni bergan so'z bu invaluable so'zi edi. Mana shu joyni ozgina qaytarib qo'yib beraman.
Little luck with science fiction films, whereas historical films have been invaluable. It must be something about getting away from the contemporary that leads to more original ideas. I've even been known to get inspiration in restaurants. If you really take time to examine the food on your plate, the presentation might give you a brainwave.
Xo'p, mana shu joyda mana yashirin aytib ketdi. Agar e'tibor bergan bo'lsanglar bu yerda presentation, ya'ni presentation deb aytib ketdi. Qanday qilib u narsani ko'rsatishi, sizga o'sha qanday olib kelayotganiga, ovqatni qanday sizga berilayotgani, shu narsa juda ham muhim. Xo'p, mana eshitdinglar, o'sha joyni tezda aytib ketib qoldim. IELTSda mana shu narsa yo'q. Ya'ni siz bilasiz mana shu javob o'sha pauza bilan urg'u bilan aytiladi. Bu joyda mana tezda aytib ketib qolyapti. Yaxshilab eshitmasangiz o'tkazib olasiz mana.
And the food on your plate, the presentation might give you a brainwave.
Might give you a brain wave. Mana might give you a brain wave degani give you a brain wave. Ya'ni sizga ilhom berishi mumkin degani. Xo'p.
Much more so than the colors, as they are by definition limited in food. Even which parts of the plate have no food on them at all is worth analysing, because what is left blank, without a pattern, creates certain effects. I know that listening to music is often suggested as a source of inspiration for writing, but it also works well for me as a fabric designer. I choose the music according to the season the clothes will be worn. You could say I tailor the music. So I'll listen to light music for spring, for instance. Then I conjure up what I refer to as a mental image of what I'm listening to and turn it into a design. Going out into the countryside for a walk can be a good starting place for creativity. Of course, the shapes of leaves are interesting, as are the patterns of flowers, but what inspires me most frequently are the various textures found in nature.
Xo'p, okay. Demak, shape mana degan so'zni aytdi, lekin bu yerda javobimiz texture bo'ladi. Texture degani biror bir narsani yuzasini qanday ko'rinishda bo'lishi. Mana ko'ryapsizmi, bu yerda mana so'z boyligi albatta yordam beradi. Agar chalg'igan bo'lsangiz bu yerda mana aytib o'tib ketdi. Of course, they are important, but the texture is what is important deb aytib ketyapti.
Patterns of flowers, interesting, as are the patterns of flowers, but what... Of course, the shapes of leaves are interesting, as are the patterns of flowers, but what inspires me most frequently are the various textures found in nature.
Xo'p, textures, mana s-ni tushirib qoldiribman men. Tushirib qoldirmaslik kerak aslida. Textures of objects. Agar s-ni tushirib qoldirsangiz noto'g'ri javob hisoblanadi. Imtihonda ham albatta to'g'ri yozib ketishingiz kerak. Hop, davom etamiz endi. Keyingi savolimiz, 5-savol.
I've also seen fabrics inspired by animals and insects. I work alongside another designer who always has terrific ideas. I remember him bringing in some tools once that he'd found in a shed. But perhaps the most unexpected was when he used a board game for inspiration. I would never have thought of that. An easy-to-access source of inspiration is photographs. Often the problem is that there's too much choice, if you think of all the colour and black and white photos that exist. Monochrome photos can be great for getting a feeling for curves and lines, because they often appear stronger than in colour shots. But in general, make sure you look at good quality photos so that the depth of colour is there.
Xo'p, ya'ni Pedro says studying the depths of colors. Xo'p, mana shu joyini hozir aytib ketdi. Ya'ni depth degani qanchalik chuqurligi, qanchalik o'sha ranglarni chuqurligi haqida gap ketyapti.
So that the depth of colour is there. Then assessing the balance of colours can be really useful.
Xo'p, endi mana depth so'zini men chalg'ib yozdim, lekin aslida keyinchalik men o'zgartiraman javobini balance so'ziga, sababi keyinchalik javobni aytdim. Mana balance of colors can be useful dedi. Xo'p.
Then assessing the balance of colours can be really useful.
Xo'p, mana useful, helpful so'ziga sinonim. Hop, demak javoblarni misol uchun o'zgartirib ketishingiz ham mumkin. Aytaylik uchun birinchi marta birinchi javobni belgiladingiz, lekin aslida u chalg'ituvchi javob ekanligini bildim. Keyin esa balance of colors ga o'tib ketdim.
Don't forget too to look at big ideas. For example, styles of architecture. Modern architecture usually has simple, clean lines and reminds you of abstract paintings. But I like the Art Deco style for this reason, because it's what I describe as elegant. And
what I describe as elegant, mana elegant so'zini aytdi. Elegant, bir chiroyli degan so'zni ishlatib ketdi.
Style for this reason, because it's what I describe as elegant, and that makes it perfect for fashion design. Designers also have to take into account the garments that the fabric will be used for. Toys may provide inspiration for t-shirts, which can be funny or even show a puzzle that you have to work out. I've even seen jackets that have been inspired by packaging, and they
Ho'p, I've even seen jacket that has been inspired by packaging, ya'ni qadoqlash ta'sirida qilingan packaging. Ho'p, ya'ni shuni ta'sirida yaratilgan jaketlar haqida gapiryapti. Hop, davomini eshitmaymiz.
were spectacular.
Spectacular, juda ham ajoyib bo'ldi deyapti.
I've even seen jackets that have been inspired by packaging, and they were spectacular. Look at some of the everyday things you've got in your kitchen cupboard.
Okey, va hokazo. Xo'p, ko'ryapmizki, bu tekst bu unaqa savollarni ishlash uchun birinchi o'rinda albatta so'zlar va ularni spellingini bilish va undan tashqari noto'g'ri javobga, chalg'ituvchi javobga chalg'imaslik ko'nikmalari kerak bo'ladi. Albatta so'z boyligi, collocationlarni bilishingiz, comprehension darajasi, ana shu narsalar juda ham muhim bo'ladi ushbu savol turlariga javob berishda. Okey, demak mana yana bir darsimiz o'z nihoyasiga yetdi. Demak, multiple choice savoldan keyingi eng qiyin savol bu note completion savollari, lekin Simoni olish uchun albatta bu savollarni ishlay olishingiz kerak. Ishlay olmasangiz Simon ola olmaysiz. Afsuski. Xo'p, shuning uchun o'sha ana oxirgi qismlar part 5, part 6 savollar aynan Simonga olib chiqadigan darajadagi savollar. Albatta kim agar Simon olish niyatida bo'lsa, mana shu savollardan hech bo'lmaganda 50%, 60% ishlay olish kerak bo'ladi. Agar ishlay olmasangiz Simon olishingiz juda ham qiyin bo'lib qoladi, sababi listeningdan pasayib ketadi balingiz. Xo'p, okay, thank you for watching. See you soon. Take care.